Hello everyone, welcome to this new tutorial where we are going to make this pop-up rainbow card. I have one example here. It's a very nice big rainbow with some clouds, and it's based on a V-fold razor and some parallel layers that are holding the clouds. And it's a very nice card, and I also have it here in a smaller version, which is also really tiny and cute. This is a bit harder to make. Also, I'd advise to use lighter paper if you make these tiny pop-ups. So for example, a pop-up like this is 80 lb paper, and this would be something like 40 lb paper, because smaller mechanisms also need a thinner paper for them to work. So that's it. This is the pop-up rainbow that we're going to make today. I have a template file prepared, which we're going to need for this tutorial. It contains 3 pages. Page 3 is the base of the card. And I also have an extra sheet of paper for a double layered cover that we're going to attach as last step. This paper is 80 lb paper. I think it's the best for this kind of pop-up. If you use anything heavier, it will be it will work much worse, or it will have difficulty folding open and close. So I would recommend 80 lb paper for this project, but you can try yourself what works for you. I also have these pop-ups prepared. Today we're going to make this white version, and as you can see, the rainbow here, you can color that in yourself, but I've also prepared some files that you can download, that you can find in the description of the video, with text, a color version of the rainbow like the one in this card. And I also have many templates prepared for you guys to print out. I've got them in 5 languages: in English, Spanish, French, German and Portuguese. So I hope some of these are useful for you. So you'll find that in the description, with this one too, of course. So the first step that we're going to need to do for this pop-up is to fold the lines. Before we do that, I first want to show you the tools we're going to use for this pop-up. Let's start with this, a geometric triangle, a ruler, a cutting ruler. I have scissors, of course, an X-acto knife. Be careful with this. This also is not a tutorial for children. I have a scoring pen that I use to make scoring lines. It has a blunt tip, so you can use anything that looks like this. I have a hobby knife. I like to break these off to start sharp with a new project. A pencil for markings. I like to work with a folding bone. You can do this without, but I think most pop-up work best when their folds are sharp. Double-sided tape for the double cover, and this is also double-sided tape, which I'm going to use to make the pop-up. So let's first prepare the scoring lines. That will be step 1, and I will guide you through that. First I have page 1. Now let's start with the easy one first. That's the base page. Let's first score this line, and I always keep my ruler with a little bit of distance from the dotted line, because when I lay it exactly on top of this line, my scoring pen will be just a little bit off. So you can see for yourself what works for you. That's the base page. Now let's do this one, which is the rainbow. Only the rainbow needs scoring lines in this template, in this template page, I should say. Let's do that. So again, as you can see, I'm not putting my triangle not exactly to the line, but a little bit off. Now this one has some more scoring lines, so I'll just go through them be sure that those are really precise. There you go. And having a scoring pen is really essential to make good folds. So please don't try to fold this by hand, because that way it would be impossible to make this pop up, or really hard, or the outcome will be disappointing. That's part one. And the technique we're using here is a V-fold razor that crosses, so there's a V-fold razor on both sides of the page. And for that to work, we need a double layer, which is this flap. And all the rest is just adding parallel boxes, so we can use the platforms that come out of that to place the clouds as decoration. And that's it. So almost ready. Now the next step after scoring all these lines is to cut this out, which I've already prepared to save some time. I've got all the pieces here, which I will lay out on top. And one thing I did was I've marked all the clouds on the printed side with a simple mark. So when I place them, I'll be sure to use this as the bottom side. As you can see, there are some black lines. And I turn them around and make sure to put them like this, so there are no black lines surrounding the clouds. So all of these are marked with pencil. I'll lay those there. Let me arrange some papers here. All right, now, first thing we are going to do is fold the base page, of course, using my folding bone. Those are the glue points we're going to use. Next, we're going to prepare these pieces. And the first step we're going to do is fold this over. And put tape on this side here. And I want to be sure there's much tape, as much as possible, covering this flap, because this will be our double layer. Like so. And I fold this over. And now it's a double layer. We will need to glue tab number 2 on top of glue point number 2. So I'm going to fold that over. And this way we are going to connect those parts. Hold on a second, please. That's better. All right. I'm going to put tape, in this case, on glue tab number 2. Also all the way, so it's covering the complete glue tab. Fold it over like this and place it very precise on top of this glue point, and therefore I'm going to put this piece and align it with my cutting mat, and also align this piece with the grid, and that way I'm sure this is all one straight line, as you can see. All right, now we have this connected. Now we can put this on the base page, and therefore let's flip this side first. Do the same on this side. Just follow my steps, and I'll do it again with the next folding line, like so. You have something that looks like this. Now, these needs to be, if you hold it like this, you fold these back. These are the glue tabs that hold the middle cloud. This one you fold over, and this one too. You do the same on this side. And then you have something like this. Now this side you turn it on, you turn it over like this. And this one I fold it in this way. I can feel this line isn't scored, so I'm going to do that. Hold on. Which of course should be scored. Is this one scored? Let's be sure this one is scored too. There you go. All right. So I hold it like this. I fold these back. And then in. And again in. So it doesn't really matter if you're doing something the other way in this stage. You can fold it back if needed. But this is how I start off. Now I lay it on his back. I fold this one over to number 3 instead. Which will be, let's see, connected here. So we're going to position it like this. Therefore I turn it over first because I'm going to apply some tape. Let's also make this one really sharp. Okay, good. I will first put tape on these sides. Okay. I should have a glue point 4 on it, but I'll add that in the template file, so you'll find it there. Alright, now let's put tape on number 3. It's not really, it's better. And there is tape on tab number 3. So I'm going to position it, and therefore I make sure this line aligns with this line and this line aligns with this line. So I'm going to hold it like this. Look very carefully, position it. And this looks good. All right. Also, glue point 3 is connected. And now we have 2 V-fold razors. This gets in the way while building it, so we're going to attach those directly so they don't hang loose, get in the way, which is annoying if you work precise. So let's do that. Put some tape on 6 and 7. There you go. I fold this in, push it down. Same on this side, fold it in, push it down, make sure it's all flat. Perfect. Now we're going to attach the center clouds, which are the bigger ones. And as you can see, those are marked, so we're going to use these sides. And you can recognize these clouds. Let me get the template page. This shape is the inner side of the pop-up. So if you look at this, it's important that this shape is on the inside and this shape is on the outside. Okay, it's noted here also let's do that. Let's first add tape on these two tabs. Those are for the center clouds. So I'm going to do that first. And of course you can print the base page on blue paper, for example. And also the mechanism, the main mechanism. That way the clouds and the rainbow will stand out even more. Or you can color it, of course, which is also nice to do with pencils or markers. Just don't use paint, because your paper will get wet or wrinkly. Let me get it on better. Okay, good enough. I'm also going to prepare the rainbow, because we're going to attach that all in one handling. Let's fold this in. This will become a valley. Fold this out, and the same on this side. Perfect. Now to prepare the rainbow, we're going to add tape on the bottom parts of the rainbow. Right there. I'll do the same on the other side. Okay. Now let's figure out how to put these clouds on. So we need the center clouds, which are here. These shapes need to go inward. And the bigger slot has to go on this side of the page. So it has to lay down like this. All right, take your time to look at that. Now I'm first going to put this tab through the smaller slot. I'll do the same with this tab. Now I'm going to position the rainbow, the cloud in such a way. Let me be very careful that it aligns with this line. So you can peek through this slot and see if you're positioning it right. So I'll do that now. There's not much room to mess this up. Like so. I'll do the same on this side. Looking very good at how it's placed. And of course we push down these glue tabs, these smaller tabs. We've put tape on. And now with this positioned, we can place the rainbow, and it goes through the slot. And we need to align the rainbow. Let me get it up close with this edge. So this edge of the rainbow has to be, this edge has to be perfectly aligned with this edge. So let's do that. I'll show you how that looks. And also I'm making sure that the rainbow is not placed over the dotted lines of the fold. Otherwise it will block the folding. Let me align this one too. Perfect. No, not perfect. Now it's perfect. Okay. Now before we fold this in, I'm going to also attach these glue tabs. So let's put some tape on there. Right. Number one. And number two. I don't want any tape sticking out. So let me see. I fold it in like this. And now I want to fold it completely closed, the complete card, and I'm going to help it a little bit because all this paper needs to get used to this position. I'm going to help it a little bit. I'm not pushing too hard. Don't want to damage the cover. And I've got this mechanism. Okay, next step is to attach the lower clouds, which are these two. And therefore we're going to put tape on these platforms here. I won't need much tape, so I'll cut this in half. I just want this cloud to stay in position. Okay, there we go. Now there's tape on there. Again, I've marked my clouds, so I'm going to turn them over like that. Let me start with this side. I'll just stick it in here. It fits exactly. And just make sure it's placed on top of the platform. As you can see. I'll push it down carefully. I'll do the same here. This complete design can be built flat, so if you want to check if everything is correct, you can push it flat. It's no problem. I'm going to attach the tiny clouds here. Let's prepare some tape for that. Putting it on top of these platforms, like this. Do the same on this side. Right. Again, make sure my markings are down. It goes in like this on both sides, but mirrored. So let's do that. And I'll just make sure this line aligns with, the end of this cloud aligns with the tab, like that. And of course, also with this line. So I'll do that carefully. Do it from this side, upside down, which is even easier. Do the same on this side. Perfect. And that's our rainbow. Be careful. Looks pretty nice. As you can see, those want to go down a little, so we can give those a little bit more space. I'll pull it off and make sure. Hold on, I'll show you what I'm doing here. I just place it a little bit more forward so the slots get more wide, but you can also cut this in a little bit more if you like. Also depends on the paper weight you're using. But let's continue with this card. And I have a piece of paper for a double cover, so let's also prepare that. I'm first going to add some double-sided tape. One. Of course, I'm working really rough, but that's just for the video. If you're doing this, just take all the time you need to make a nice card. And of course, the more you cover, the better it will look. Let's prepare this by cutting it in half. Alright, and then we're almost finished. Let's get these sheets off. And the double cover on the pop-up card always helps to make your pop-up work better, because a stronger cover also has more power, and it just helps the card to go open and close, better and to function better. Some of these pop-ups really need strength to work, so a double cover is a perfect solution for that. I'm using my knife to get off these sheets. I position my cover to the spine, curve it up a little. Alright, good. Now I'm going to cut off these excess pieces of blue paper. Fine. And then we only have to add some decoration to the cover. Let me try that again. Okay, that's better. Now I'm going to mark this end here so I can see it on the other side. Here's a cutting mark. Align it with the cutting mat. Perfect. That's just working fine. Now for this template I have also prepared these little clouds that you can use, print out in color, use it as a cover decoration. So let's add that too, and then we're ready. And for this one I'm only going to put tape on the clouds in the center of the rainbow. This should be fine. Alright, put on the decoration. I'll try to do that right, and there it is. A pop-up rainbow card. So I hope this tutorial was clear and that you enjoyed making this, or you will enjoy making this. And this is really a fun little pop-up with a lot of layers and platforms that we are using to add clouds. And it contains the main mechanism out of 2 pieces, but that's also because that way it's easier to assemble. But you can play around with these platforms, maybe add some, draw something on the foreground. There's so much you can do with this. So again, making it in color will look like this, and making it smaller will look like this. I think it's a fun little card. I really enjoyed making this and designing it, and I hope you will enjoy it too. Let me know if it worked out for you. If you're making these and you're sharing it, please let me know. Show me your result. I always love to see that. And leave a comment, leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe. and I hope to make more tutorials anytime soon. So till next time, thanks for watching. Bye bye.